What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing down below with those bell notifications on, and leave this video a like at the end if you enjoyed it. It really does help out the channel a whole lot. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about everything that was announced Thursday morning regarding scare zones and shows for Halloween Horror Nights 30 at Universal Orlando. We've already discussed all the brand new houses that were announced, so if you want to check out that video, I'll leave that link down below in the description so you can get my thoughts on everything new that was announced. But in today's video, I just want to talk about scare zones and the two shows. That's right, we're getting two shows. It's official, everybody. So first, we'll start off with scare zones. I'll read the description and give my thoughts on each one as we go down the list. Let's first kick things off with Crypt TV. Guests will step inside Crypt TV, a dark universe of monsters that reside in the same reality on their screens, in their pockets, and now in real life. In this nightmare world that's overtaken San Francisco, creatures of all shapes and sizes exist, including the Look-See, the Sunny Family Cult, Hardclaw, and Miss Anetti. Now they've been brought to life in a world of fear that will engulf any guest who enter. Now, if you guys are subscribed to the channel, you know that I recently made a speculation based around a Crypt TV scare zone in Orlando, kind of discussing the rumors about it and the potential of it, and could it work in a scare zone? And well, the answer is obviously yes, because now they confirmed that a Crypt TV scare zone is coming to Universal Orlando this year, which I'm excited for. I think Crypt TV is going to absolutely kill it. I mean, I feel like it was one of these zones that was the earliest on getting started on construction, and they're already adding like small details here and there to each of their different stages and little props that they got outside in San Francisco. I definitely think that there's plenty of content with Crypt TV's shorts and their different little movies that they put on YouTube that will make the zone very terrifying, at the same time make it visually appealing. And by that I mean, I feel like the mask and prosthetic work is going to be so detailed and really good that there's going to be plenty of photo opportunities for guests, and I can't wait to take photos and film that zone for you guys. If you guys know me, I love like just filmmaking and filming cinematic stuff for fun. Like, that's just my passion. Especially with haunts, I feel like it's even more fun when you have those amazing prosthetics and costumes, as well as all the sets and everything, and then you get to look back on that and you're just like proud of your work, but also really happy with how the scare zone came out. But if you haven't seen Crypt TV and you aren't familiar with them at all, make sure to go check out their YouTube channel, because they have some amazing horror shorts, and nonetheless this zone is going to be terrifying. There are some really creepy characters throughout Crypt TV's history on YouTube, so definitely go check out their YouTube channel, because that will give you a glimpse of what to expect in the scare zone. Right next to it, we have Seek and Destroy. In Seek and Destroy, guests will find themselves in a New York dystopia where a ruthless alien cyber regime led by the Controller has taken over, relentlessly scanning the city streets for humans and turning them into fuel. With the regime's loyal followers hiding in the darkness, endlessly hunting for new victims, guests must either join them or be destroyed. Okay, I am a sucker for dystopian stuff, so as soon as I saw the construction going around that said like, oh, the Controller's always watching and stuff like that, I was like, that has to be something themed to the dystopian future. And now the fact that we have aliens involved, that is going to be terrifying and awesome. You can really tell how much they're dressing up this zone and how amazing it's going to be. I'm really hoping that there's going to be like some cyberpunk music pumping throughout it all night long, and I feel like New York is like the perfect setting for this zone. Now, Seek and Destroy is definitely a zone that is higher up on my anticipation list, but as for right now, there's really not much to say about Seek and Destroy other than just that description that they gave us. I mean, just from the description, it seems amazing, it seems cool. I can't wait to walk through it and experience it myself. And then we have 30 Years, 30 Fears, which is going to take place in the Avenue of the Stars locations. The most infamous characters from past Halloween Horror Nights scare zones will reunite to take over the Avenue of the Stars in 30 Years, 30 Fears. Guests will enter a gory reunion where the past has come back to haunt them with creatures of blood and bone, beastly monstrosity, and chainsaw-wielding fiends lurking around every corner. Alright, everybody, 30 Years, 30 Fears. So it's basically going to be just like another best of zone where I'm sure we'll see the icons in there, but this is really just to set the mood of the whole event. I think that we'll also see different characters in there like Bone that we've seen at previous year's events, and other creatures that really aren't deemed as icons but fans still know about because we've seen them. So I feel like that's what the zone is really going to be about. I mean, they described it right there. We're going to see past characters from different zones, which will be awesome because we won't really know how many different characters those are going to be. It could be just the icons, or it could be just like 2 different characters. Who knows? That zone's usually pretty small, but I definitely think they're going to be rotating out different characters here and there, so guests get a different experience every time that they go to the event. I mean, mean, they're already doing that with the Icons Captured finale scene, so I don't really see them doing anything differently with the 30 years, 30 fears zone. And of course, as you guys know, that's the slogan for this year, is 30 years, 30 fears. I mean, even though it is never go alone, that's kind of like the bi-coastal slogan, but for Orlando, it's mainly 30 years, 30 fears. Lights, camera, action, Eddie's revenge. Eddie Schmidt, Jack the Clown's diabolical brother, is returning to Halloween Horror Nights to film a gory Hollywood sequel in Lights, camera, action, Eddie's revenge. Except this time, the monsters are real. Vampires, evil clowns, creatures from the watery depths, and other horrific beings from events past will roar on the scene where guests will make their short and painful cameo. There's already different stages popped up in the Hollywood area of the park, with the different movie posters and whatnot, where we're gonna see those different scenes playing out, and I'm sure Eddie will come out of nowhere from those little stages, and of course we'll see victims on them. Now I will say, from the pictures, it looks like those stages are pretty small, so I don't really know how much they can do with them, but it'll still be exciting to see. They're lined all the way down Hollywood, so I'm sure we'll see different scenes here and there. I definitely think it'll be cool to see Eddie in a zone. I'm really excited for that. However, since the construction has started so late for this zone compared to the other scare zones, it's definitely not as high on my anticipation list. Now I'm hoping it proves me wrong, and I'm hoping it's amazing, but I feel like Vanity Ball is going to be hard to top. But like I said, that's just my take on it. I hope it proves me wrong. I'm excited to see Eddie. That'll be fun running around in the zone, and I can't wait. Hopefully he's making it rain with Eddie Bucks. And you guys will get that reference if you're subscribed to Boo Bros, our collaborative haunt channel. Alright, last but not least, we have Gorewood Forest. The Heartless Terror Queen is back, and her wicked plans to remake the world in her terrifying image will take root in Central Park, transforming it into the grisly Gorewood Forest. Guests will find nowhere to hide from her menacing minions as they harvest fresh blood to feed her ever-growing power. That seems like a really sick and twisted zone, but I'm excited we get to see Terror Queen back in action at Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando. Honestly, I feel like it's the perfect spot for the Terror Queen zone. I really don't see it being placed anywhere else that would fit it well. I feel like this is perfect. I'm actually rocking the shirt right now, as you guys can see, that we got from the tribute store last year, so that's fun. But yeah, Gorewood Forest, I think that the zone's going to kill it just as all the other zones that we talked about already, and I'm excited to walk through it. And I want to say that I think that this will be the underdog scare zone for this year. I feel like that's fun, like deeming something as the underdog, just like giving my opinion on what I think is the underdog. I did it with the house video that I talked about, so now I'm doing it with the scare zone video. I think that Gorewood Forest will be the underdog this year. But let me know down in the comment section what you think the underdog zone's going to be and what you think the best zone's going to be. I'd really like to see your guys' takes and opinions on it. Alright, but now we're moving into shows. There were 2 shows announced, and one I know the entire HHN community is already excited for, especially with the name Marathon of Mayhem Carnage Factory. An all-new Universal Studios Lagoon show will make its horrifically hypnotic premiere at Halloween Horror Nights in Marathon of Mayhem Carnage Factory. Jack the Clown will lure guests into a trance, and they'll awaken in the heart of an insidious factory with pulsing lasers and pounding, electrifying music. Frozen with fear, a nightmare machine will extract guests' deepest fears one by one and project them onto giant water screens, showcasing the notorious Halloween Horror Nights icons and frightening scenes from Netflix's critically acclaimed series The Haunting of Hill House and the legendary Universal Monsters classic movies, and the iconic slasher film, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So there's our confirmation, guys. We're getting Marathon of Mayhem back. Now, I heard everybody talk about how amazing this Lagoon show was, and I am definitely a sucker for Lagoon shows at theme parks. Any Lagoon show I will be entertained by. And when you add horror and monsters to it, oh my god, sign me up. I love how Universal's kind of creating a backstory to the Marathon of Mayhem with Jack and him kind of bringing this Lagoon show to life and making victims suffer for it and bringing out their worst fears, even though we're not suffering, we're just enjoying the show. But we did get confirmation that the icons will be featured in the Lagoon show, as well as Hill House, TCM, and then the Universal Classic Monsters. Now, since Jack is kind of taking the lead in this show, I feel like it's going to be really strong. If Jack really wasn't taking the lead and it was kind of like how Marathon of Mayhem was in 2019, where it was just all the different IPs pulled into the Lagoon show, I feel like it wouldn't be as strong because you only have Hill House, TCM, and the Universal Monsters. But since Jack is kind of bringing it to life and the icons will be featured in it, I feel like it's going to be a really strong show and it's going to set up the story perfectly. I just can't wait to hear the music playing, you know, some of the Universal Monsters music, and then of course the music that they play in TCM. I think it's going to be great, guys. Alright, we have one more show to talk about before we wrap up this video, which is Halloween Nightmare Fuel. A fearsome and unforgettable performance will ignite guests' waking nightmares in an all-new show. Halloween Nightmare Fuel, where nocturnal creatures, aerialists of the night, and frightful fire performers will come alive to the crackling beat of rock, metal, and electronica music. You know, it's awesome that they're putting a show in the Fear Factor location. I don't know how great it's going to be. I mean, that was a really short description. It seems like it was kind of last minute and they wanted to fill that location just to have a show there with capacity and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of people were saying it was going to be a Jack themed show. Obviously with the Marathon of Mayhem, that's our Jack themed show, if you will. But I don't really have anything to say on Nightmare Fuel, to be completely honest. I never want to fake it for you guys. I just don't have anything to say. I mean, yes, I think it's going to be a great show. I just feel like there's no storyline behind it. But, you know, then again, we've found the storyline out when we actually sit down and watch it. So if you guys know anything regarding Halloween Nightmare Fuel, let me know down in the comments section as well. Are you excited for that one at all? Is it something that makes you want to do that first compared to all the other experiences throughout the event this year? Or what are you guys feeling about this? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments section. But as for today, my name is Scott, and you have been watching SoCal Exploring. Guys, subscribe here if you're new with those bell notifications on, and leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.